Welcome to the Department of Chemical Engineering at Imperial College. I'm Dr Colin Hale, I'm your first year chairman, and in this podcast I'll be talking through some of the details about the mastery course that you'll do over your coming year. What I'll do is I'll give you an idea of what are the important parts for it, how will it be assessed, and also some secrets for success. Okay, so if we're thinking about mastery, this is something that is quite unique to the Department of Chemical Engineering at Imperial. It's something that we think is really important actually, because the way we look at mastery is there's some key core skills that you need to be established chemical engineers. And mastery is really tying together some of those key skills, ensuring that you've got the basic knowledge that you need to be able to apply it to a multitude of processes. There are no formal lectures, separate lectures for this course. It's actually using information from the other lectures that you've gone through, but picking out the key concepts, making sure that you understand and you can apply those. And if we think about how might you apply them, well, of course, if you're thinking about application as a chemical engineer, well, you could be applying key skills to a refinery or a chemical processing plant, a pharmaceutical process, but actually these core concepts you could apply to any process. For example, you could apply them to developing a space station on Mars. So they're really fundamental to lots of things you do, and actually that's one of the big advantages of chemical engineers and what we learn as chemical engineers. We learn lots of key information and we can apply it in lots of different ways. So mastery is ensuring that ultimately you'll be ninjas at applying that information to any situation that you can conceive, whether it be a big refinery or that space station on Mars. So how does the mastery course work? Well, in terms of the mastery course itself, there are no formal lectures for mastery. It's applying knowledge you've got from elsewhere. There are a series of problem sheets that you need to complete and submit, and they do get marked and assessed. These will be typically looking at a process of some description. Could be a familiar process, could be something not quite so familiar at all. But it's about how you apply some of the fundamental concepts. And if we're thinking about what are the fundamental courses that you pick up information from, well, those courses will be process analysis, the material balances and the energy balances, separation processes, some key elements of separation processes that you need to apply to lots of different systems. Of course, for energy transfer, we also need to think about the thermodynamics of those processes. So there's some key aspects of thermodynamics that you need to know. And if we're thinking about the process overall, we need to transfer fluids from one location to another and heat from one location to another. So some other core aspects of mastery are some of the key concepts from the fluid mechanics course that you'll learn and your heat and mass transfer course. Those are really the core subjects that you need to go through. And on each of the problem sheets that you do, you'll look at different aspects of those courses and apply it to some quite unfamiliar situations in some cases. That's the first part of how you do things. So really it's about applying the things that you've learned. In terms of the assessments, well, around Christmas time, you'll get what we call the Mastery Christmas Test. That will be a short exam on process analysis, thermodynamics, and fluid mechanics. You'll also actually get tested on some of the physical chemistry that you learn, because of course, if you think about chemical processes, there's always some information in the background that you have to have in the back of your mind. So physical chemistry, inorganic, organic chemistry, and of course the mathematics that underpins a lot of this stuff. For the Christmas test, that's an informal test. It's really to ensure that you're keeping up with progress. So you should take it seriously. It's an important part actually to help us to understand how well you're keeping up with the course. The Later in the spring term, typically around February, you get the spring test. And for the spring test, this is actually does count towards your degree a little bit. That will be testing you on some of the mathematics you've done, process analysis, thermodynamics, and fluid mechanics. Then in the summer exams, typically around May, June time, you'll get a final mastery exam. Again, the mastery will be looking at a particular process. This will be a process description, and you'll have to look at it from different aspects. So you'll be applying your fluid mechanics, your heat transfer, and mass transfer, some separation processes, and some of the thermodynamics. In terms of the final mastery exam, because this is looking at fundamental things that you really need to know to be established chemical engineers, the pass mark for that is 80%, which is quite high compared to the other exams. But it's the core concepts, it's the stuff that we really want to ensure that you're very familiar with, that you can apply without thinking about it too much. And as you go through the course, you'll see that each year there are similar mastery things. It's the core bits that we really want you to be able to understand and apply in any situation. So what are the secrets for success for mastery? Well, again, it's really about ensuring that you practice things. As you'll see as you go through the course, quite often there's lots and lots of subjects. It's about applying that information in a consistent way throughout the year. Don't leave all the problem sheets to the last minute. The reality is you'll run out of time to be able to complete them. So you need to make sure that you work consistently all the way through. Similarly, for the exams, it's about working consistently. If you go consistently throughout the year, you'll be able to ensure your success. Of course, at various times, you may be unsure about how to look at a particular problem or what the key concepts are. So there'll be drop-in sessions for you on the mastery, allocated on the timetable for mastery for you. This will enable you to ask questions about those key concepts. And one of the key things to remember always is if you're unsure about something, please ask. We're here to help you. If you're not confident of asking us, of course, you can always work together with your course mates and go through the questions with those as well. Key thing, though, is work consistently throughout the year. Okay, I guess that's it for this podcast. I'll catch up with you again shortly. I look forward to seeing you in the year ahead, and I wish you lots and lots of success for the coming year.